In this video, we're showing you the install of the Yamaha XT350 single carb conversion kit from Speed Moto Co out of Bend, Oregon. This kit replaces the stock dual throat carburetor that was on these early year Yamahas and updates it to a modern single carb from Mikuni, in this case it's EM34. So let's get right into it. We started up here fitting the new throttle tube, cable holder, and we ended up doing a slight modification to the kill switch. I grinded off a portion of it just to make more room because it was a little bit crowded with everything on there. We lubed up both ends of the cable that the kit comes with, and cable goes right down into the top of the carburetor. As you'll see here, you do have to take the top of the carburetor off, take the spring out, take the clip out, and hook the cable end into the top of that, and then make sure it works. Put that back together with the spring. And then the next step is to make a small grind in the frame for everything to fit together. We did tape off the ports on the airbox and on the engine to make sure we didn't get any metal shavings in there. It's a small grind, but it's difficult to know exactly where you need to make it, so you can dry fit with the manifold many times, as we had to do to get it right, and then continue to grind until the correct portion has been removed. The intake manifold, there's two gaskets you have to get lined up right, and these screws fit very tightly into that plastic. It helped to partially thread them in enough to be able to line the bolts up into those holes, and then very tediously crank those down tightly. As you can see here, that airbox has one cap on it. We now have the carb fitted. It's a little tricky to get everything tightened down and fitted in there. That hose is tight. There's not a lot of extra room, but if you do it in the correct order, it all goes together and all the clamps tighten down. Vent tubes going down, they're the perfect length, no issues there. Fuel line coming out of the petcock, added the fuel filter, goes to the opposite side of the bike, straight into the fuel fitting. And again, you have one side that's blocked off from the airbox, and the other side of the airbox is where your 46 millimeter silicone hose goes into with that clamp. And everything buttons up nicely, and everything is now connected. Introducing fuel for the first time into the brand new Mikuni VM34. And now we are ready to give it a go for our first startup and start the tuning process. Give it a kick, it fired up on choke. Went to very high RPMs, about 5,000 RPMs. As soon as I applied the choke, it died. This is now the next day, as it was very late the night before, and I knew something wasn't right. And this is now when we had everything sorted out and working well, and the issue ended up being I did not torque down the intake manifold, and we had a major air leak. And after fixing that, she purred like a kitten. Finished product here, everything buttoned up, and just in the nick of time as I packed that day for an adventure ride to give it a good run.